Good morning. It's time for Sports and Coffee. This is Parallax Football Complete. This is the Kenny Stabler replay for the 1973 season. This is game 10. Raiders now in a long home stand. And their last three games, we beat the Colts on the road 38-0. We beat the Giants 56-7. And we beat the Steelers 15-3 in a slugfest. Now we face the Browns, who come in here at 5-3-1, coached by Nick Sarkisic. They run the ball the same as the Raiders on a 1-4. So when I roll these dice, this will be the offensive play call. This will be the defensive adjustment, right? And I'm using the basic version. So for those who recall, the first time I debuted this, I debuted it as a basic game and shared that on the channel. And then I shared the original, which added the point of attack adjustment. And then, of course, there is the complete. But you can play all three versions by just leaving out the two of the variables. So we're leaving out point of attack adjustment for this. So the basic game does not ask for a point of attack adjustment. It's just run versus run stop. And we leave out the catch and run portion of the rules, which is adding the receiving raw number to all results. So it means the game is faster, but it also restricts the yardage a little bit more. In real life, Cleveland went into Oakland and won this game with a brilliant defense. They beat the Raiders 7-3 in real life. So of all the games in which we might see a lower scoring game, this would be a good game to go ahead and use the basic rules to get closer to what happened in real life. As far as the score, right? We can't guarantee it. I may roll a lot of 66s, and there may be some high scores going on here. All right, the Raiders won the coin toss and chose to take the ball in the first quarter. The Raiders return it out to the 27 in the matchups. I could take this back to the house, but I will not. So Kenny Stabler takes the field as he is facing a Cleveland team that is very well coached. They have talent on defense. Their offense struggled a little bit in 73, but they have enough key players. Phillips, Brown, Leroy Kelly, Greg Pruitt. So they have some players, but that defense is pretty darn good. Their linebacking core is their weakest link on defense. But as it works out, they rate out to a DFD against the Raiders. The Raiders rate out to a CFC. So both teams catch the ball on the F chart. So there won't be a lot of explosive passing plays unless I roll the perfect numbers. All right, the Raiders are going to run versus balanced. So 21 on a run play. The Raiders are running on the C charts today, and we're against a balanced attack. So the Raiders get to use the roll. 21 is 1 yard. 21 is nowhere. Second down. So the Raiders stuffed at the line of scrimmage by this Cleveland defense. Cleveland snuck into Oakland and found a way to beat them 7-3 in real life. It's going to be a pass versus run. So we're going to catch them in a play action pass. We're going to use the B charts for our completion grade. 56 is a completion. And then we get to use the F charts for all completions. So it's a pass complete to Biletnikoff for, and he's going to get popped and fumble. So the Raiders will fumble. So it'll be a Biletnikoff catch and fumble lost. And again, there is no return of fumbles here. We flip it. And there you go, folks. The Cleveland Browns find a way to hammer and take the ball away from the Raiders here in the first drive of the game. Cleveland is already in field goal range. This might even be automatic. If they can get 5 or 10 yards, they might be in automatic field goal range. Cleveland goes to work. They're going to run versus balance. So the Raiders letting them do their thing. They may fumble the ball here, folks. They're running on the D charts. 12 is nowhere, second down. So now we don't add the point of attack adjustment. In this particular game, that would have been a negative run for Cleveland if I was using it. Or I could use the variable chart where you roll to see. But I'm not. I'm using the basic game. There is no point of attack adjustment at all in the basic game. Look at this. Phipps is going to pass the ball. So it's a drop back pass. Phipps backpedaling. The Raiders are in the right defense. So we're going to be looking at the F charts for him. And the F charts 33 is going to be incomplete. Third down. Can Cleveland get a first here? Put the Raiders in jeopardy. It's going to be a run versus balance. So they're going to keep it on the ground, and they're going to run for a big gain, though. Raiders in balance. We're looking at the D charts for Sarkisic's team. 66 is 10 yards and a first down. So they don't get a long gain because the Raiders hold them to a D chart. So 10 is the best they can do in the basic game. but it's a first down as the Cleveland Browns, Leroy Kelly hits the edge and races to the pylon for a first down. It's going to be passed. So they catch the Raiders in a run defense on a play-action pass by Phipps. This is a good play for them. They're using the passing grade, they're using the C charts on that because the Raiders are in the wrong defense. 14 is going to be, oops, let's go back over here. 14 is going to be incomplete, second. So play action, rollout, looking for Pitts in the back of the end zone, nobody home. It's going to be pass versus run again. So again, play action, rolls to the right. 24 this time is complete to Leroy Kelly in the flat. So Leroy Kelly catches this in the flat and goes 65. This is going to be 12 yards. No other modifiers in the basic game. 10, 11, 12 down to the 5-yard line. First and goal at the 5. Leroy Kelly on a play action screen pass. He plays it, rolls to the right, throws back left, and Leroy Kelly picks his way through traffic down to the 5-yard line. And the Cleveland Browns are threatening the Raiders early, following a big hit on Bolitnikoff. It's going to be run versus run. So it's power versus power. And again, they're running on the F charts thanks to the defensive call. 51 is going to be a run for 2 yards. 1-2. That would be Greg Pruitt. No, Brown. Brown gets him down to the 3-yard line. Run versus run. So we're on the right charts. 42. It's going to be 2 more yards. 1-2. Brown gets him down to the 1-yard line. Third and goal from the 1. They just need anything. Third and goal from the 1. Do I roll? I don't think so. I think I would. I think we'd stay with a run. So we're going to call run versus run defense. 3rd and 1 from the 1. They're going to hand it to Greg Pruitt. 34. Greg Pruitt's going to drive through for a touchdown. Pruitt. 1-yard run TD. Extra points automatic. And folks, Cleveland is up 7-0 thanks to points off turnover. The Raiders out to the 27. I will not try to return this for a touchdown. So the Raiders, if they keep turning it over, so already Cleveland has scored what they scored in the real life game. They won it 7-3 in real life. Here they're up 7-3. So this is probably going to be a higher scoring game than real life. Raiders are going to pass versus balance. So Ken Stabler drops back, backpedaling. 33 for Ken Stabler against balance. Stabler's looking at the C charts. 33 is complete. So he's going to swing it out into the flat to Davis. And 26, Davis is going to rumble for 7 yards. 5, 6, 7. Remember, we don't make any other additions in the basic game. So we're playing the very basic version of this. 44 is going to be a run versus balance. 45, Raiders pound the rock. 45, going to run for 4 and a first down up to the 38. And back-to-back plays for Davis. A catch for Davis and a run for Davis. Smith in the ball game now for the Oakland Raiders, and it's going to be run versus run. A 13, not good on the D charts. 13, run for nothing, second down. We got to get Marv Hubbard going. It's going to be run versus balance. Marv Hubbard, 13, is going to run for nothing, 3rd down and 10. The Raiders don't have a choice. We're going to pass, and they're going to be in a pass defense. So the Raiders will be looking at the for the passing grade D charts for completions. Come on, Kenny Stabler, get it done. 54, he drops back, he looks, he fires complete. This one to Sinai. Can Sinai turn it into a first down? He catches this for 46 and 11 and a first. 10-11 up to the 49. Ken Stabler converts a 3rd and 10 with a pass to Sinai. It's going to be run versus balanced. Oh, man, we are getting pounded. Nowhere for Marv Hubbard. It's going to be pass versus balance. Ken Stabler drops back. 46 is complete. This will be to Bolitnikoff. Don't fumble it. 45, Bolitnikoff goes 9 yards. It is 3rd and 1, and it will be run versus run. We're going to go with Marv Hubbard up the gut versus this defense. We're going to be looking at the D charts for us. Run versus run. Get the first, baby. 35. He lowers his head, pounds out 3 yards. 2-3, and the Raiders have another 3rd down conversion. First down at the Cleveland 39 in the first quarter of action in a tough battle. This AFC had some defensive teams, let me tell you. Raiders are run versus balance, 44. So Cleveland being safe with the defensive calls. 44 for the Raiders is going to be a 4-yard run for Hubbard. 2nd and 6. As Kenny Stabler's putting together a nice long drive here. Run versus balance, 61. We're going to hand it off up the gut for 2 more for Hubbard, 1, 2. Third down, and we will roll to see what Kenny Stabler does. Kenny Stabler's going to play action pass versus safe. So they're in a safe defense. It's going to be complete. This will be to Moore, the tight end. Moore's going to catch it for 4 and a first down on the button. Another third down. That's the third down conversion on this drive. The Raiders now at the 29 of Cleveland. It's going to be a pass versus pass. So the Raiders drop back, and somewhere in game film, the Cleveland defense was ready for this. They'd been studying the film and said, this is where Stabler likes to throw that one play, and they got Kenny Stabler dead to rights. We're looking at the D chart for completions. 61 is probably incomplete. Yep. Second down. Cleveland's defense was perfect on that play. Run versus run. Cleveland's got us pegged. 13, not going to be good for us. That's going to be a run for nothing as Davis gets the pitch out. Can't get around the end. Third down. And it's going to be run versus run. So they, again, anticipate the Raiders setting up a Blanda field goal. 54. We go down a chart because they're in the right defense. We're going to run for 5 yards. Fourth down at the 24. I think it's automatic field goal, though. So that's a good call as it sets up for the 1 to 5. So don't roll a 6 for Blanda. It's good. Blanda's going to get them on the board, folks. Blanda, 31 field goal, and it is now 3 to 7. Whoops. 7 to 3. Cleveland is up. And folks, this is the crazy thing. That's what the score ended at in real life. But I have a feeling we're going to see more points for this day's over. Cleveland returns this out to the 25. They cannot return it for a touchdown. So Leroy Kelly, not quite as explosive. Or Pruitt, excuse me. This is Greg Pruitt, who did have touchdowns in his career, but in this particular season cannot take it back to the house. All right, Cleveland goes to work. It's going to be a run versus run defense. So we're going to hit them on an F chart. They're running on the F chart. The F chart of 25. Still going to be a decent run of 3. 1, 2, 3. Second down, and that will be Brown getting 3. It's going to be run versus pass, so they're going to get to go up to the D chart. 11 is a fumble lost. So let's roll to see who fumbled that. 3. That's going to be Kelly. So Kelly fumbled the ball away. Fumble lost. The Raiders will take over right there, folks. And the first quarter's over. Cleveland 7, Raiders 3. Kenny Stabler trying to stay undefeated. Since becoming the starter, Stabler's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, including beating the Steelers last week. So we'll see how he does. But Kenny Stabler gets a turnover from Leroy Kelly. And Parallax Football Complete by itself is a pretty damn fun game. It's a little faster and a little easier to play because you're not doing 2 other things, right? But, of course, it's going to limit your output a little bit. Okay, so we got a run for the Raiders versus pass, but 13. Raiders running on the B chart, 13, nowhere. So Hubbard hammered again by this Cleveland front 4. It's going to be run versus run, 52. This time he lowers his head, picks up 3 yards. Hubbard, 1, 2, 3. Third down. The Raiders would love to get a first here and get in a position to get a touchdown. Run versus balance. Raiders lower their head, 62. Is going to be a run for 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th and 3. And we are not in automatic range. So if I don't roll a 6, just do not roll a 6. It's good. Blanda is going to capitalize on a turnover from the 21. A 28-yard field goal for Blanda makes it Cleveland 7, Raiders 6. Point off turnover. And Cleveland returns it out to the 25. Greg Pruitt. All right, Raiders down by 1, 7-6. And they got their fumble back. Cleveland goes to work. It's going to be a pass. So drop back pass versus balance. 13 is going to be a sack, I believe. Looking at the D charts, I think he just got sacked. D charts 13 is incomplete. Second down. Got lucky there. It's going to be a run versus run defense. 45 on the F charts for their offense. 45 on the F charts is going to be a 3-yard run for Leroy Kelly. 1, 2, 3. They pitch it out to Leroy. He picks up 3. They'd hoped he might use that speed to get around the end. It's going to be pass versus run. Raiders expect them to run for an easy punt. They're going to put the ball in the air on a 14. It's not going to be good enough, even though we're moving up to the C charts. 14 is incomplete. 4th down. They will have to punt for the first time today. 7-6. They'll punt. Their punt net against this Raider team is only 34 yards. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pins the Raiders at the 38. I will not attempt to take it back to the house. I don't want to give any cheap turnovers to this Cleveland team. We're down 7-6. The Raiders, midway through the second quarter, drop back pass against the wrong D, completed. So pass versus run, it's complete no matter what, and we're going to flip it over here. The Raiders completions. This will be Sinai down the field for 44. It's going to be a catch for 6 yards. 5, 6, 2nd down and 4. So it's a quick swing pass out to Sinai on a button hook. It's going to be run versus run, 26. So we're running on the D chart. 26 is 4 more for the Raiders. And we got 6 and 4 is first down. So we're going to get a Marv Hubbard slant play up the gut. And he rumbles, driving those legs out for the first. Run versus run, 36. It's going to be another run for 5 for Hubbard as he gets his 2nd carry in a row. 2nd down and 5. It's going to be pass versus run. Raiders got him where they want him, though. 34 on the B charts. 34 on B is complete. This is a dump down to Smith. Can Smith turn it upfield? He turns it upfield for 43. 5 yards and a first. So it's a quick screen right in the middle of the field. That would be called a center screen. When they set it up, he drops deep, and they just throw it right in the middle of the field, and all the linemen block for Smith as he gets 5 yards. It's going to be another pass. Kenny Stabler catches him flat-footed. 32 is a bad play, though, for Kenny. Even though we're looking at the B charts, 32 is incomplete. So he throws it deep for Biletnikoff, and it clears over his head. It's going to be run versus pass. So now they're a little nervous. The Raiders get a run against a pass defense, 24, 2 yards, 1, 2. So Marv Hubbard gets a call as they backpedal, and they still come up and make the tackle. It is 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. We got to pass. It's going to be pass versus pass. The Raiders need to convert, so we're going to put the ball in the air. Oh no, that's a bad play. We're going to get sacked, I think, here, if not picked off. We're on the D chart. 12 is intercepted. Shite, Cleveland. Stabler throws a pick. Stabler intercepted by 4. That's going to be, I can't read my own writing. Garlington? I cannot read my own writing. Their linebackers are a C, so their return is not going to be ideal, but it won't be horrible. And they're going to return at 6. So actually, they pick it off 20 yards. So the Raiders throw it way downfield, 10, 20, or somewhere down here. And they pick it off and return it back up to their own 20. So Kenny Stabler throws an interception. Garlington with the linebacker, INT. And the final drive for Cleveland in the first half. The Raiders still have one more drive here, but Cleveland goes to work. It's going to be run versus pass. 12, I think they just got hammered. Run versus pass. They do run on the C charts thanks to the wrong defense. 12 is nowhere, 2nd down. So Leroy Kelly gets hammered in the backfield. It's going to be pass versus run. 32 will not be complete despite the better numbers. 32 is incomplete. 3rd and long. They're winning by 1. They're not going to risk passing here. It's 3rd and long. It's almost the end of the half. I think they would probably run. Run versus the Raiders would play pass defense. We're going to let them run on the B chart. No, C chart for them. So they're just going to hand it off on a draw play to Leroy Kelly. Wow, Leroy's going to work out for 5 yards, but it's punting time. 4th down. 10, 20, 30, 4 puts us at the 41. We will not attempt to return it for a touchdown. And this is it, folks. The final 2-minute drive of the first half. Oakland with the ball. They're going to run versus balance. 36. Raiders run 36. 4 yards for Marv Hubbard. 2nd and 6. It's going to be run versus run. 15. 15 is 1 yard for Clarence Davis. 3rd down and 5. I think we're going to pass. It'll be pass versus pass D. We're going to drop back and throw it. 45 should be complete for us, even on the D chart. 45 is complete. Swings it out to Biletnikoff. Come on, Biletnikoff. It's going to be a catch for 56. is 12 yards in a first. 10, 11, 12. Raiders would love to get the lead going into the tunnel. They are down 7-6. A field goal would give the Raiders the lead at home here against a stingy Cleveland defense. It's going to be run versus pass 14. We caught him in the wrong D. We're going to rumble for only one, though. Hubbard gets the carry up the gut, and Cleveland can do that. Their front four controlling the line of scrimmage against the Raiders. It's going to be run versus balance 13. Not good for us. 13 is a run for nothing. Third down. They give it to Clarence Davis, who's tripped up. We got a pass. Third and long. Pass versus pass. And the Raiders are going to complete this pass to Biletnikoff. Biletnikoff, 64, is going to turn for 10 and a first down to the 31. The Raiders fans on their feet as Biletnikoff tiptoes past the sticks and makes a sideline catch. First down. Kenny Stabler gives Biletnikoff a little pat on the butt as he steps into the huddle and bends over as Kenny Stabler huddles him up. It's going to be pass versus pass. 21 could be a sack. Pass versus pass. 21 is picked off. Linebackers. Cleveland gets Stabler again. Intercepted by Babbage. There we go. LB Babbage. Now, how does Babbage return this on the C chart for line of scrimmage change? 2. He's going to take it back 16 yards. 5, 10, 15, up to the 47-yard line, and the gun sounds. Babbage picks off Stabler second time. Folks, it is 7-6. Cleveland holds a 1-point edge on the Raiders. The Raiders fumble it away in the first drive of the game. Pruitt scores on a short field on a 1-yard touchdown run, giving them a 7-0 lead. Blanda gets a field goal. Kelly coughs it up to end the quarter. The Raiders get a cheap field goal out of that and makes it 7-6. Cleveland punts, Stabler throws a pick. Cleveland punts, Stabler throws a pick. And folks, it is a defensive fight. In real life, this game was 7-3. Cleveland shocked the Raider fans coming into the Oakland and beating them. And right now, Cleveland gets the ball coming out of the tunnel after Sarchik gives his adjustments to his coordinators. And let's see if Cleveland returns it out to the 25. Let's see if Cleveland can add to their lead. And again, breaking the Raiders' 6-game win streak would be epic for Cleveland here, which they did in real life. The Raiders did not have a 6-game win streak in real life, but unfortunately, folks, it's going to be bad for them. It's going to be a run versus run. Well, 1 yard. Actually, they get a yard. So Leroy Kelly on a pitch out gets a yard. Pass versus pass 24. Not going to be ideal. Pass versus pass 24 is going to be a incomplete pass. Third and long. They're ahead by 1. I think they're going to want to play it safe. They're going to run the ball. The Raiders have no choice. They got to play defense. They're going to run using the C charts. Leroy Kelly on the pitch out. 35. Leroy Kelly on C is going to get a decent run here. 35 is 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. And they live to punt, right? You say, why would you do that? Because they don't want to turn it over. They're up by 1. 10, 20, 30. 4, and the Raiders will not try to take this back to the house. They're just going to hope that Ken Stabler can work magic in the second half. He has thrown 2 first half interceptions, both to the linebacking core of the Cleveland Browns. Unbelievable. Come on, Kenny. You got to find a way to make a miracle comeback. Well, not a miracle. It's only 1 point. Let's keep this winning streak alive for the Raiders. Pass versus run. It's a play-action bomb for Stabler. Looking at the B charts, because we caught him in the wrong D. 51, though, is incomplete. So he throws it deep for Sinai. Nobody home. Trying to back Cleveland off the ball. It's going to be run versus run, but Cleveland isn't buying. We're on the D charts for this. The defense is right. 61, 2 yards for Hubbard. 1, 2. Third down and long. We're going to roll the dice because Stabler might choose to just run this and punt. Nope. Stabler versus pass defense. He drops back. 35. The Raiders looking at the D charts on this pass completion. 35 is complete. He's going to find more. He's tight end. Can he convert? 34. More catches. Turns up field for 6. 5, 6. Not enough. 4th and 2. The Raiders will punt. 10, 20, 30, 40. And that's the Raiders' longest punt. That's the Raiders' first punt of the day. So Cleveland punted and the Raiders punted halfway through the third quarter in a 7-6 game. Cleveland getting it done. It's going to be a pass versus run, 16. I don't think I would have called that, but it's a play action. They're trying to dupe the Raiders. Incomplete, second down. I would not have them putting the ball up much in the second half. They're barely holding on here. It's a pass again, but they caught the Raiders flat-footed, and it's complete. This one will be deep down the field to Hooker. Well, down the field, I should say. And Hooker catches it and turns it around for 4 yards as he tries to break tackles. He reverses his field, and he ends up losing yardage. 4. It's 3rd and 6. We're going to roll for the plays. It's going to be a run versus balance. So the Raiders aren't prepared to completely commit to the pass, but Cleveland does, and they're going to run on the beat chart. 56 is a good run, but Leroy Kelly, 7 yards and a first down. Can you believe it? 5-6-7. Leroy Kelly hits the seam and knifes through, picking up 7 yards before the Raider linebackers can pull him down. First down, Cleveland is getting the job done. Wow, drop back pass versus balance. 43, I think, still going to be incomplete for them. No, complete to the fullback, Brown. And Brown's going to go for 2 yards. So he catches it, 1-2. Brown, with a rare reception for Cleveland, right smack at the edge of the play. It's going to be run versus balance, 62. We're looking at the D chart. He's going to rumble for 4. Brown gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd and 4. We will roll for Cleveland. And they're going to drop back and pass. The Raiders are in coverage. It's even Stevens. We're looking at the F chart. I believe it's going to be complete. Yep, complete. This one to the tight end, Morin. Can Morin get the first down? 51. 3 yards, not enough. 1, 2, 3. 4th and 1. Morin catches a look in and gets wrapped up. They'll have to punt. Cleveland, 10, 20, 34. You've got to be kidding me. This is a dogfight. Great pitch and catch there. Unfortunately, Raiders, Morin just not quick enough with his feet to get loose to get the first, and the Raiders wrap him up. And they have to punt. It's the final drive of the third quarter in a 7-6 game. Cleveland on the road, ahead by 1 against the Raiders in a 6-game winning streak. And it's going to be a handoff for the Raiders. We're looking at run defense, so D. 54, though, for 5 yards for Hubbard. So Hubbard pounds ahead for 5 off that left side behind Upshaw and Shell. It's going to be run versus balance, 45. This time he's going to hit the corner and go for 4 more. Hubbard, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd and 1. We're going to run versus run. As the Raiders hand it to Hubbard, just want to get a first down. 3rd and 1. And 31 is nowhere. Pow! Cleveland hammers him. We're only down by 1. We will punt. The entire third quarter is punt exchanges. 10, 20, 30, 40. The Raiders pin him at the 20 to start the fourth quarter. Nobody scores in the third in an absolute masterpiece of a coached game here by Nick Sorchik. His linebackers reading Stabler's quick passes, picks him off twice in the first, and then they have played smart football, not turning it over in the third quarter. The fourth quarter is huge. Cleveland actually gets the ball, the extra possession, so they have a chance to win this easy. The Raiders have got to do something in their 2 possessions, or this game is going to be a loss as it was in real life. Run versus run, 26. Looking at the F charts, again, they don't run well against this Raider defense, but they've been running well enough. It's 4 yards for Brown. Holy cow, 2nd and 6. Matter of fact, I think they would just keep running. I'll roll for the Raiders because the Raiders might be willing to go with basic defense. Nope, the Raiders are going to drop into a pass. So, again, Cleveland here would not want to jeopardize putting the ball up at risk. 36. They're going to run for 4 more. So Brown runs for 4 more. 3rd and 2. Now it'll be run versus run, holding them down to an F chart. So, can Brown get the first down? Nope. He'll fumble the ball away. Snake Eyes Brown coughs it up. They give it to him 3 times in a row. This time the Raiders strip it from him. And the fans here go bananas as Irons carries that football off the field with Klein. And the front 7 of the Raiders stripped the ball from Brown. He got 3 carries in a row. That 3rd carry, the Raiders just ripped it loose. The Raiders take over in field goal range. down by 1 in the 4th. The Raiders only have 2 possessions, so they got to make the most of both of these. And I think I'm going to call plays for the Raiders. I'll roll for them. I'm going to call. So Stabler's going to play action pass, looking for more, the tight end. It's going to be complete. They're in a run defense, so it's complete. And the Raiders, what does Moore do with it? 55. Moore's going to complete this on the F chart. Raiders are on the F chart. 55's completion for 9 to the tight end Moore. Fans go berserk. I'm going to run the ball in this play on 3rd and 1, and I believe Cleveland would be ready for a run, so it's going to be fair game. Run versus run. We're going to hand it off to Hubbard. 45. He lowers his head, drives with his legs, and gets 4 yards down to the 15. First down. The Raiders threatening a touchdown. Might be all the Raiders need to win this. We're going to roll for the Raiders. Yep. Stabler looking for Biletnikoff in the end zone versus base. 51's going to be incomplete, I think, even against the base. The Raiders, 51 is incomplete. Looking for Biletnikoff in the end zone. We're going to run on this play. I'm going to roll for their defense. We're going to hand it off to Smith. They're going to be ready for it. 23, not good. Raiders are going to get hammered here. 23, 1 yard for Smith. And it is 3rd and 9. It will be a pass versus pass. We're looking for Biletnikoff here on 3rd and 9. 63, I think, is complete, even on the D charts. 63 is complete on the edge to Biletnikoff, so he catches it in the flat. Now he's got to turn it up and get something. 43, he's going to turn it up for 5 and not enough. 4th down. He catches it in the flat. Tries to wiggle away from tacklers. He gets hammered there. It's 4th down. The Raiders will kick the automatic field goal. Blanda with a 16-yard field goal. Folks, finally, it's 7-9. Raiders take the lead off a point-off turnover. The Raiders lead thanks to short field, and they return the kick. Pruitt out to the 25. The Raiders are up by 2, folks. Unbelievable. Cleveland, though, has 2 drives remaining in the game. Here they go. They're going to run versus balance. 26. 26 is a 4-yard run for Greg Pruitt. 2nd down. Greg Pruitt in the ball game. They're going to pass versus pass. 51 is going to be incomplete. 3rd down. And they have no choice. We're going to roll. Pass versus balance. Complete. This will be to Pitts. Can Pitts get a first? 56. He sure will. 12-yard pass to Pitts. 10, 11, 12. Up to the 41. 1st down. Phipps finds Pitts. And Cleveland threatening. They only need a field goal to take the lead. Pass versus balance. 36 is complete. He dumps it down to Leroy Kelly. And Leroy Kelly, 22, gets 2 yards. 1-2. That was close. So he dumps it down to Leroy out of the backfield. Run versus balanced. It's going to be a run for 34. It's a run for 3 yards for Brown. 1, 2, 3. 3rd and 5. I'm going to roll the dice because they can run almost as well as they can pass. So we're going to roll. And they will pass versus run. Raiders expect a pass. It's complete. This will be to Morin, the tight end. 42. It's a catch for 4 and a... No, it's not the first. 4th and 1. They're down by 2. They have another drive remaining. The Raiders have 1 drive remaining. 4th and 1, late in the game. They have another drive. However, if they fail here, the Raiders have a short field in George Blanda. They're going to punt. And they're going to hope their defense holds and they can get the ball in a short field. 10, 20, 34. Raiders are pinned at the... So it'll be a coffin corner punt. They're pinned at the 16. And it's Kenny Stabler and company's last drive of the game. Holy cow. Come on, Kenny. What are they going to do? He's going to drop back, and they're ready for it. 45 still going to be complete, though. Still going to be complete on the D chart. 45 is complete. This is a dink down to Moore, the tight end. And their tight end catches it for 4 yards. So he catches them on a quick button hook to the tight end. 2nd down. Can Cleveland stop the Raiders? It's going to be run versus run, 25. 25 is a run for 3 for Hubbard. 1, 2, 3. 3rd down and short. Raiders will run versus run. They're not going to call it Hubbard. We're just trying to run the clock out. 61 is 2 yards for Hubbard. 1, 2. 4th and 1. The Raiders have no choice. Cleveland's defense does what it's supposed to and holds the Raiders to a punt. 10, 20, 30, 40. Cleveland cannot return it for a touchdown. This is it. Final drive of the game. I'm going to call the plays for Cleveland, and I'll roll for the Raiders. Sorkic now takes over play calling from his OC and is sending in rotation. Pruitt and Kelly rotate, bringing the plays in from the head coach. And here we go. We're going to pitch it to Kelly on the first snap. It's going to be pass defense. Raiders 21. 21 is a run for nothing. Second down. Kelly gets nothing. They're going to have to pass. The Raiders will roll. It's going to be 13. Oh, no. I think I just... And the Raiders are in the wrong D, though. 31 is... Oh, sack. That's what they didn't need. Sorchik goes down. Loss of 8, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The sack is made by Klein. So Klein with a sack today. Third down. First they did the thing. Second, it's third down. We have no choice. It'll be pass versus pass. And we're looking for Hooker down the field. 61 is going to be incomplete, I'm afraid. F chart, 61 incomplete. Fourth down, they have no choice. They got to go for it. And again, we're going to be looking for Pitts down the field. It is 62 is going to be incomplete. Sack. He goes down for the second time. Loss of 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Who gets that sack? And that's going to be Jones. So Raiders get a sack, sacks on the final drive of the game from Klein and Jones on the final drive. These were final drive clutch defensive plays by their two line defensive players. And that is turnover on downs, end of game. And the Raiders will find a way with a turnover. So Brown coughed it up to start the fourth. The Raiders turned it into a chip shot field goal, and that's all they needed to win. You got to be kidding me. The Raiders beat Cleveland 7, Raiders 9. Cleveland falls to 5, 4, and 1. The Raiders go to 8 and 2, and Kenny Stabler remains undefeated since he became the starter with a 9-7 victory. Raiders are 8 and 2. Stabler throws 2 interceptions in a winning effort, 2 INTs, but they win despite the performance as Stabler manages in the second half to avoid all turnovers. The Raiders turned it over 3 times in the first half, and Cleveland could only muster against his AAA defense 1 touchdown. The Raiders were able to tack on some field goals, and because they avoided all turnovers in the second half, the Raiders were able to capitalize on a fourth quarter Brown fumble. And the Raiders kicked the field goal to win it 9-7, and then they hold down Cleveland. And the Raiders now win 7 in a row. And next up, the San Diego Chargers come to town. We faced the Chargers on the road trip earlier, and we had a fourth quarter comeback when we won 20-16 with 2 Stabler fourth quarter touchdown passes in a comeback. So the Chargers are not an easy team. This has been Parallax Football Basic. I just played the basic version. So complete, it's the complete game, but I just chose to play the basic version of the game. And I rolled for most offense and defense for the game. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.